and welcome to our YouTube channel. My name is Karan Saxena and today we will be discussing about the Indian automobile industry. The business environment of the firm consists of all the external influences that impact its decision and performances. These can be classified by source, what is known as pestle analysis. Starting with the political influences, in 2002, Indian government formulated an auto policy that aimed at promoting integrated, phased, and self-sustained growth of the Indian automotive industry, allowing automatic approval for the foreign equity investment up to 100% in the automotive sector. Government have also granted concessions such as reduced interest rates for exporting finance. Now, analyzing the economic influences, Indian automobile sector contributes to about 4% of the India's GDP, generating about 5 lakhs of direct employment. However, economic pressure on the industry is causing automobile companies to reorganize the traditional sales process and laying emphasis on R&D activities carried out by the companies in India by giving a weighted tax reduction of up to 150%. Increased enforcement of overloading restrictions has also contributed to an increase in the number of commercial vehicles plying on Indian roads. Under the social influences, changing lifestyles and increasing income levels have led to increased purchase of automobile. With increasing number of nuclear families, more people prefer to buy small and compact cars. Indian customers are price sensitive and put a lot of emphasis on value for money by going for fuel efficient cars with low running cost. This is why cars priced below 10 lakhs account for nearly 80% of the market. Analyzing the technological influences, more emphasis are being laid on R&D activities carried out by the companies in India. With the entries of the global companies into the Indian market, advanced technologies both in product and production process have developed. With the development and evolution in the alternative fuels, hybrids and EVs have made an entry into the market, with major global players like Audi, BMW set up their R&D centers and manufacturing units in India. Talking about the environmental influences, physical infrastructure such as roads and highways affect the use of automobiles. Increasing number of vehicles on road have also increased the pollution levels. However, other available options are EVs or biofuels. In fact, Indian government aims at 100% EV nation by 2030. Now, analyzing the legal influences, the principal instrument governing the automotive sector in India is the Motor Vehicles Act 1988, along with the Central Motor Vehicle Rules 1989. The Act governs emission norms and safety standards in India. For preparing safety standards, considerations are on various aspects. The Indian standards and norms are at par with the international standards. Now, my colleague Gurdeep Banga will be helping us identify key success factors of the Indian automobile industry.
So now we will be identifying key success factors for automobile industries. So this slide is showing a basic framework for identifying key success factors, starting from what do customers want or analysis of demand. In this, we analyze questions like who are our customers, what do they want to get factors, and other part is how does the firm survive competition or what drives competition. In this analysis, we find questions like what are the main dimensions of competition, how intense is competition, and how can we obtain a superior competitive position. So for automobile industry, in analysis of demand, some key factors are low price, reliability of supply and service, latest technical specification, fuel efficiency, safety, and in analysis of competition, key factors are intense price competition, exit barriers, cost efficiency, and financial strength. So after analysis, some key factors for automobile industries are first cost efficiency. For cost efficiency, it requires large scale plants, location where they have availability of low cost raw materials and labor. As technology is changing very rapidly, so rapid capacity adjustment will be crucial and it will also maintain a healthy cash flow. Second, positive image. One critical factor that often defines an automotive company is its public image because buyers entrust their safety along with a sizable portion of their income to a car company. The perception of the company figures greatly in the buying decision. Third, good distribution network. A more practical critical success factor for any automotive industry is a strong network of distribution because automobiles are not sold directly to customers. Auto manufacturers rely on franchise dealership to provide local showrooms. After that, latest and efficient technology and specification. As technology is changing and new features are added day by day, and also government and world has started focus more on electrical vehicle. So adding latest and efficient technology will play a crucial role. After that, flexibility and high productivity. An elusive critical success factor for the automobile industry is the ability to be flexible. Car buyers may change their buying habits quickly in response to factors like the state of the economy, the price of the fuel, and the new automotive technology. It is essential that automakers remain attentive to these trends and keep in place a system that can adapt quickly to create new products that meet the current and near future needs of the customers. Some of the other factors like after service, design, and safety. Also, safety is one of the emerging factor consumer has started considering, so it will play an important role. Now my colleague will continue analysis by showing growth and business strategy of the companies in this sector.
Hi, I am Akshay and I'll take you through the growth story of Maruti. The government of India established Maruti Udyog Limited in 1981. In October of 1982, Maruti Udyog Limited merged with Japanese automobile company Suzuki. The same year, the company also set up a manufacturing unit at Gurgaon in Haryana. With a joint venture between Maruti and Suzuki, the company received the right to import 40,000 fully built Suzuki cars from Japan in the first 2 years, after which also the company was planning to use about 33% indigenous products only. The car which flagged off the company's dawn was Maruti 800. It was a 800cc engine powered 5-door hatchback made by Maruti Suzuki, which instantly became a hit in the market. 800 was so popular that in mid 1980s, if someone was talking about Maruti, he was surely talking about 800. In 1986, Maruti gained another milestone. 100,000 vehicles rolled out of the factory. Within 2 years, Maruti Suzuki was dominating the market. The same year, the company also launched a new generation of 800, which was globally known as SS80 Alto Hatchback. In 1987, the company exported 500 cars to Hungary, thus commencing the sales outside India via export. Maruti 1000, launched in 1989, was India's first sedan which was powered with 1-liter engine. It became a huge success due to its off-roading capabilities, though was not that popular as a family car. In 2015, Maruti launched Nexa. New exclusive automotive experience on Nexa platform was introduced by the company to launch premium cars in India. The first car to be sold through this channel was S-Cross. In 1920, with the BS6 emission norms taking place over the previous BS4 norms, the company had to discontinue all the diesel variants across its offerings. Thus, all the cars across the lineup are currently being offered with petrol engine options only, with CNG options too. Maruti currently holds 47.4% market share in India. Maruti Suzuki has been the largest car manufacturer in India for a long time now. It has studied the behavior of Indian car buyers and has delivered exceedingly well on all those fronts, a result of which a decent mileage and lower maintenance costs are a part of Suzuki's DNA now. Having been around for years now, it has also established a dense dealership and service networks across the country. Now, my friend Paras will take you through the rest of the PPT.
Hi, I'm Paras and I will take you through the growth story and success factors of Tata Motors Limited. Founded in 1945 as a manufacturer of locomotives, the company manufactured its first commercial vehicle in 1954 in collaboration with Daimler-Benz AG. Tata Motors entered the passenger vehicle market in 1988 with the launch of the Tata Mobile, followed by the Tata Sierra in 1991, becoming the first Indian manufacturer to achieve the capability of developing a competitive indigenous automobile. In 1998, Tata launched the first fully indigenous passenger car, the Indica. The crowning glory was, of course, the acquisition of Daewoo in Korea. The synergies were significant. A presence in the 250 to 400 HP range of trucks was what Korean company brought to the table. This complemented the existing product range of Tata Motors, which delivers vehicles up to 210 HP. Next, when Tata Ace was launched in May 2005, it swept the market. Tata Motors got the first mover advantage. They tested new frontiers in product development. Normally, about 60% of a new truck development was outsourced. For Tata Ace, this was increased to 80%. Suppliers were given the design and cost targets, and they innovated and delivered. For instance, the rear axle was made lighter and cheaper. Also, semi-monocoque structure for Tata Ace was used where the body is welded to the frame, which gives weight efficiency to the vehicle. In 2008, the acquisition of Jaguar Land Rover allowed Tata Motors to acquire a global footprint and enter the high-end premier segment of global automobile industry. They made use of the technologies and procedures to further refine their products, and effect can be seen in cars coming out from this table today. The turning point for Tata Motors has to be the launch of the Tata Tiago in 2016. One of the best things about the Tiago was its design. Its design departed ways from the traditional Indica design language and looked a lot more up to date. In 2019, Nexon EV was launched with a cutting edge Ziptron powertrain technology. The Nexon EV is just 1 to 1.5 lakh more expensive than the Nexon diesel AMT. In fact, in Delhi, the Nexon EV is cheaper than the diesel AMT variant due to the incentives offered by the government. It was reported that Nexon EV was the best cycle EV in India in 2020. To sum up, the main step by the company was to align the international business to the two business units, the passenger car business unit and the commercial vehicle business unit, to bring greater focus and increase synergy between the domestic and international operations. From being present as an exporter in 70 countries, the company today focuses on 15 to 20 key countries where it will have a significant presence in terms of volume and market shares. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Apurva Mitra, and I'll be talking about the technological disruptions in the Indian automotive sector. Actually, the global automotive industry is undergoing a cascade of disruption that will reshape it in unexpected ways, and India will be no exception to this. First and foremost is the emergence of EAC vehicles, where EAC stands for Electric Autonomous and Connected Vehicle. Electrification has just started to take off in India. In 2019, only 3,400 units of electric cars were sold, but factors such as environment awareness, increasing fuel prices, and government supported policies are stimulating the segment's growth. Maruti, the India's biggest auto manufacturer, has collaborated with the Toyota Motor Corp for developing small electric vehicles, launching its first EV in 2021, the WagonR EV, which will be priced just around 8 lakhs, purely a strategic move considering their TGs. On the other hand, Tata was well ahead of the curve with their multiple EVs already launched in the market, such as Tigor, Tiago, and now coming up with their one of the most popular Nexon EV. They have also showcased their electric concept car e-Vision, targeting the premium segment. The market is yet to see the biggest disruption as the global leader Tesla has already announced its entry in India. And given the right impetus by the government and the industry, the EV industry can define the future of Indian automotive sector. But when it comes to infrastructure development for EVs, India has still has a long way to go. Um, Coming to autonomous vehicle AVs, which seems to be far from reality in country like India, but AVs hold the potential to reduce the traffic congestion and improve the safety and will provide the ultimate traveling experience ever possible. However, neither industry nor regulatory players are confident of AV sales due to weak infrastructure like the traffic and roads in India, lack of technological readiness, and lack of self-discipline in driving culture. But if in future, if they are being introduced in Indian market, the driverless car is going to disrupt the automotive industry. Talking about connectivity, in this era of digital transformation, software will be a major differentiating factor, which is going to be the binding interface between the car and the driver, with several connectivity linked applications like the advanced car infotainment system, navigation, and in-car connectivity, and controlling car with your voice commands or through mobile app. But with more and more technology dependence, there is a major concern that in future the tech giants can turn the contemporary auto firms into mere hardware makers or assemblers. So it all will depend how the firm's going to react to these disruptions in the future. Coming to shared mobility, which is a major shift, which is under a major shift in urban and semi-urban areas where the use of e-hailing cabs costs less than driving or owning a personal car. Startups are coming up with innovative models like cab pooling, which is further discouraging millennials to own a car. Another major disruption could be seen from the rise of high-tech startups in automotive sector. Recently in China, if you see many budding brands like Byton are making futuristic cars who are designing cars as a high-tech space rather than just a speed machine. With introduction of this kind of technologies, this newcomer is going to take the competition to the next level, and the existing players have to strive a lot to keep up with the pace of innovation. As the days are not too far when these startups will enter the Indian market, or maybe Indian startup will emerge, and they will accelerate the technological innovation. Now, my friend will take you through the future prospect in this industry. Thank you.
Hello, I am Amit and we will discuss about the future prospects of the Indian automobile industry. India became the fourth largest auto market in 2019, displacing Germany with about 3.99 million units sold in the passenger and commercial vehicles category. India is expected to displace Japan as the third largest auto market by 2021. There are certain key trends that are shaping the future of the industry in India. The first being the favorable macroeconomic and demographic trends. Currently, the automotive sector contributes to more than 7% of India's GDP. The Automotive Mission Plan 2016 to 2026 sets an aspiration to increase this contribution to up to 12%. The rapid urbanization in the country means that the country will have more than 500 million people living in the cities by 2030. This hence increases the demand for the industry. The rising incomes will also play a role as almost 60 million households would enter the consuming class by 2025. The next is the continued government focus on supporting the industry. Through the Automotive Mission Plan and the National Electric Mobility Mission Plan and other initiatives, the government seeks to achieve two objectives. The first being first facilitating the long-term growth in the industry, and second, to reduce emissions and oil dependence. In the Automotive Mission Plan 2026, the government and the industry set a target to triple their industry revenues by 300 billion and expand the imports up to sevenfold to $80 billion. Additionally, India has implemented corporate average fuel efficiency norms in which the manufacturers have to improve the fuel efficiency by 10% between 2017 and 2021 and by 30% or more from 2022. The next one being the development of India as manufacturing hub. The World Economic Forum currently ranks India around 30th on the Global Manufacturing Index, which assesses the manufacturing capability of more than 100 countries. The government's Make in India initiative has played an important role in elevating countries' position. In the past 3 to 4 years, India has improved on 9 out of 10 parameters for ease of doing business. Apart from these, the other advantages India has in the future of automobile industries was the growing demand. Rise in the middle class income and young population will result in a strong growth in demand for the industry. The second being the opportunities. India could be a leader in the shared mobility department by 2030, providing opportunities for electric and autonomous vehicles. Now we will look forward into the innovations that await us in the future of automobile industry.
Hello, I will take you through some of the major innovations taking place around the globe that India will witness in the coming years that will shape the future of automobile industry. The utopian image of the future with cars that run on eco-friendly fuel and can drive themselves isn't too far away now. We will now look at four major innovations called CASE, acronym for Connected, Autonomous, Shared and Electric Cars. Connected cars. One of the major trends shaping the future of automobile sector is internet connectivity in cars. These cars can communicate with other devices inside and outside the car that are also connected to the internet. A connected car can accomplish a myriad of tasks. The system that can warn us about traffic holdups and suggest alternate routes can start the car engine remotely, lock and unlock the car. Some car apps even provide car parking services, which can help park in a tight spot or a narrow garage. People inside and outside the car can connect to its Wi Fi hotspot and can enjoy internet access. For example, emergence of smart tablets can connect to a smartphone via Wi-Fi hotspot and double as a head-up, can allow us to use our smartphone remotely with ultimate ease without having to shift focus from the road. With the recent voice command upgrades like the Alexa upgrade, these technologies are going to make the driving experience more seamless than it has ever been. By connecting with lasers, cameras, and radars, these cars will also be able to create a 3D map of the surroundings. This will eventually lead to self driving cars. Autonomous cars. Autonomous cars, as these technology keeps on evolving, we will see more and more of them on the streets. Currently, we are at level 2 of automation, where the cars use millimeter wave and radar cameras to detect obstacles for driving assistance. But the accuracy of these systems largely depends upon the inclement weather and the attributes of objects that are to be avoided. To overcome these lacunae and move to a level 3 of automation, 3D LiDAR technology is being developed by the leading automobile companies. The LiDAR system emits its own laser light and maps the surrounding according to the input car mounted sensors received from the reflected light. This makes it a superior choice as LiDAR system works well in situations where cameras fail, such as at night. The LiDAR technology is weather independent and enables the detection of glossy black objects, which isn't possible with conventional LiDARs. Shared cars. Autonomous vehicles will provide service on demand that will save the consumer's investment of owning a car. Many shared car services have already sprung up and are on the rise. Many more will emerge in the near future. These service providers will own the fleets, which would be hired by the people as per their needs. Electric cars. The news of the arrival of Tesla in the Indian market have already created a buzz among the consumers. Electric vehicles will solve the issue of environmental concerns. The e-vehicle market is expected to grow at a robust CAGR of 43.13% from 2019 to 2030, which in itself says enough. CASE isn't just a jargon in a presentation anymore, it has become a reality. It is shaping the future of the automobile industry and making the transport safer, convenient, and greener. With these lines, I conclude our discussion on the automobile industry of India. Thank you.